Hello and happy Halloween, everyone. I'm here at Crumbs Doilies HQ all by myself, but that's okay because I really love Halloween, and I'm going to show you how to make a super delicious Halloween treat. This is going to be a really tasty Oreo cheesecake graveyard, which is going to be perfect for your Halloween party. Super simple. I'm going to start by making the buttery biscuit base, and this buttery biscuit base is going to be using Oreos instead of digestive biscuits. And I've got 150 grams of crushed Oreos here, and I'm going to add 30 grams of melted butter, and also half a tablespoon, which is about 15 grams of golden syrup. And then just mix that together until it resembles a kind of wet sand. And then I've got a 7" by 7" square tin here, and I've already greased it and lined it. And then I'm going to dump all of my Oreo crumb mixture into that. And then that just needs to be pressed down really compactly. You can use the back of a spoon for this. All right, that's looking good. So that just needs to be put to one side because now it's time to make the cheesecake mixture. And this is a really, really simple all-in-one method. Starting with the cream cheese, I've got 575 grams of cream cheese. I'm also putting in 115 grams of caster sugar and a half teaspoon of good quality vanilla extract. And lastly, 2 large free-range eggs. And then I've got my mixer here, and I'm going to be using a balloon whisk attachment. And that needs to be beat together for quite a long time, about 5 minutes, until it's thick and not runny at all. This has had about 5 minutes mixing now, and it is thickened up quite a bit. It's no longer kind of dribbly, which is just right. And now I'm going to split it into 2 halves. This cheesecake is going to have 2 layers. There's going to be one earthy Oreo layer and one green layer for extra creepiness. So with the Oreo layer, I'm just adding 30 grams of crushed Oreos to my cheesecake mixture and folding it through. And the other layer I'm going to use, as usual, green coloured gel or paste. This is party green, and I'm going to be putting a pea-sized amount in. And now to layer it up, I'm going to start with the Oreo layer, dump it in and level it off with a palette knife. And when that's level, you can do the same thing with the green. And once that's level, it just needs to be baked. Someone at the door. I hope it's trick-or-treaters because I've got so many sweets to give away. Hang on just a sec. Oh, you guys look amazing! You look really spooky. Here, there's loads of sweets there. Help yourselves. Happy Halloween, everyone. Have a great night. Hope you get loads more sweets. Bye. Bye. I love Halloween so much. I love giving sweets away. Anyway, back to my cheesecake. This just needs to be baked at 165 degrees C for 50 minutes. My cheesecake is baked and it's completely cooled down. And what happens with the cheesecake is it rises and then it sinks a little bit. And I've got these little walls around the edge, which are definitely not what we want. So I'm going to trim those off very carefully using a small knife. Now you can leave these on, of course, but because I'm going to be putting ganache on the top of this, I want it to be nice and flat. It's completely up to you though. And now it's ganache time, and I've just made a really simple 50-50 ganache, just using 150 grams of just boiled double cream and 150 grams of dark chocolate. And I've also put some black food colouring in it, and I'm going to pour that over the top. And then that needs to be put into the fridge to set for about 20 minutes. Right, now it's time to get this graveyard going. This cheesecake is just a cheesecake at the moment. I mean, it looks pretty cool, but it's not very Halloween-y right now. So I'm going to transform this into a graveyard using some more Oreo crumbs and also these guys. I've made some little tombstones and some spooky zombie hands. Really simple. I just used some modelling paste, which is just sugar paste and CMC powder, and I had them coloured grey and white and black, and I melded it together and marbled it and then rolled it out and cut the shapes. And then I made the impression of the writing just with a pokey thing. You can use a toothpick if you want, and they're really neat. And I also made these little zombie hands just with a slightly different colour. Really simple. I got little balls and I rolled them into a kind of bicycle seat shape, and then I cut 4 incisions at the fat end, and then very, very carefully I pinched each finger just to shape them into a finger, and then I've just used a bit of edible pen to paint on some nails, some horrible black zombie nails. So they're ready to go, and now I'm just going to start building up my graveyard using piles of soil, which is also known as Oreo crumbs. And now I'm going to grab some of my tombstones and my hands and just place them around as if a zombie is crawling out of his own grave. And there it is, my super spooky Oreo cheesecake graveyard, looking really Halloween-y. Very cool and really simple. So now I'm just going to cut a piece for myself because I deserve this, and I'm going to use a sharp knife, and I'm going to keep the knife nice and clean so that I get the nice layers all the way through. Oh, I think there's another trick-or-treater at the door. You look so, well done you. You definitely deserve it. Oh, well don't worry, you can come in. I've just made the most delicious cheesecake. Why don't you come and have a little bit? Oh, no, hang on. Here you go. Right, well enjoy. Well, thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this and I hope you've had a great Halloween. I'll be back next week with another recipe. Until then, happy Halloween!